Pretty much from the first time I started selling my copywriting services, I didn't close a single deal with a new client without having some kind of consultative selling call with them. Get on the phone with them, talk to them about what's going on in their business and how I might be able to help them, and then we close the deal, right? And honestly, having consultative selling calls, being able to do consultative selling calls, it's one of the best ways to close business. If you are in a client business, if you're an expert, if you're a coach or a consultant, if you're a marketing creative like a copywriter, if you sell some kind of expert service, then being able to do a consultative selling call and do it the right way is going to be huge for helping you close more deals. So I want to share with you what that right way is and my number one recommendation for you for consultative selling calls in today's episode. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. Okay, so as always, today's episode is sponsored by me. Specifically today, I want you to check out the link in the description to the free Launch Your Client Business mini course. This is a mini course that's designed to give you a foundation for your client business. And yeah, it's free, so you don't pay anything. And by the way, if you have already launched, it's still smart to go through this course because maybe you've missed a few things. Like unless you're wildly successful and you don't need anything, in which case you're probably not listening to this episode anyway. But if you are interested in launching or relaunching, improving your client business, check out the link to the Launch Your Client Business mini course. It does specifically talk about consultative selling calls. And so that link is at breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/LYCB. Again, it's in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do everything you can to engage with this episode so you get more content like this delivered to you. And so the magical algorithms of the internet will share this with more people like you who will find it valuable. Okay, my number one tip for you, if you want to be good at consultative selling, and really this can apply if you're selling in person, if you're selling one-on-one, if you're selling like any kind of consultative selling setup, whether it's a call or in person or whatever, right? My number one tip is to diagnose and prescribe. It's the positioning of a doctor, really. If you think of it like you're a doctor, your job is to get in there and diagnose the problem and then to provide a prescription for the best course of action going forward. To diagnose and prescribe. It's two really important words. And so you, as the expert service provider, you have a solution. You have a solution to a specific problem that they have. That's what prescriptions are. There's an appropriate solution to a problem, right? So you have a solution. The question is, does this person that you're speaking with have the problem that your solution solves? And so your job as you're going through this diagnose and prescribe process is to qualify them or to disqualify them. Do they have this problem? Do they have this need? Do they have this desire? Do they have this this state that you can help them create, or the desire for the state that you can help them create? And then if you've done this right, if they're qualified, if you've qualified them as, okay, they have this problem, then it only makes sense to move forward. And so even back when I sold IT training, one of the things that I did when I would talk to somebody who's like a department manager for an IT department at a company, I would ask them how many people they have to train. I would ask them what type of technology they're using, what software and hardware. I would ask them, what their current training situation is, how important certifications are versus just learning the stuff. And all of these different questions that were related to diagnosing their training needs. What are you doing for training right now? What are all the things, right? And then we would talk, and if it made sense, then I would say, well, this is the particular solution that I think is the best fit for you. And I would be prescribing to them, this is what I think is the best fit. The exact same thing for selling copywriting services. Oh, what are you doing right now? What's your desire? What are you trying to do? You're launching a new product. What have you done to sell this product so far? What have you put together? All of these things, right? What are you doing for traffic? What are you doing? What's your upsells? All of this stuff. Just asking a bunch of questions. And if they're qualified, then I present, okay, here's what the project looks like to move forward. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. And then we move forward, right? So you should have a process in place in order to have this conversation. And it is a diagnose and prescribe conversation. So initially you're talking about do they have the problem? Do they have the challenge? Do they want the desired result that you're able to create, right? And then at some point you are going to talk about, are they ready, willing, and able to invest in the solution? You're going to figure out if they're willing to invest in a solution that is on par with what you offer. Ready, willing, and able is important, right? So are they at a point where they're ready to put down money for a solution? And then does their desired solution match yours? So they may have the problem, right? An example from marketing would be, oh yeah, I need a new funnel for this, but the desired solution is actually they want to create their own funnel and they just need a little bit of guidance about which software to choose or something like that, right? That's very different than somebody who wants to hire a copywriter to create all the materials for the funnel and a funnel designer to put it all into the funnel software and all of those different pieces and parts, all the different assets and people involved. It's very different to find somebody who their desired solution is they want to do it themselves versus their desired solution is to hire maybe an agency or a team or individuals to do the specific work. And so your process should reflect all of this. Your process should have a thorough diagnose and prescribe bent to it or arc to it, where you're actually walking through that process of figuring out, is this something that this person is interested in solving today, and does their desire for a solution match the solution that I'm able to provide? And honestly, I mean, you can go into a lot more detail in my various training, especially that Launch Your Client Business mini course. I've gone into more detail about what it takes to do this well. And at the same time, if you just adopt this fundamental positioning of my whole job in this call is not necessarily to sell you something, but to figure out if you have the problem that I can solve. And if your desire for a solution matches my solution, and if that makes sense, if all of that lines up, then we'll talk about how to move forward. That completely changes your entire approach to consultative selling. And it is an approach that is very natural. It's very human, and it works for buyers too. Buyers really embrace being sold to in this way, because if the thing you're trying to do is figure out, hey, can I help you? And you figure out, yeah, I can help you, and they feel like you've listened to them and heard them and all of that, then it's only going to make sense for them to want to move forward with you. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Don't forget, check out the link in the description of the free Launch Your Client Business mini course. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Every day and every episode, my goal is to help you increase your marketing genius, and sometimes that includes increasing your sales genius. And that's what I think that I've done today. I will catch you again in the next episode. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.